All right, here we are on the morning of day 3. I'm camped up at 8,000 feet at the top of this little mountain here, or saddle, I guess you call it. Had a sunrise this morning, and then a sunset last night. So it was a really nice campsite. I hauled 4 liters of water up here, so if you want to sleep on top of the hill, you gotta haul a little bit of water, but it's worth it. Here's my pack, just to show what's going on. Ready to go. Ended up camping up here with another fellow last night. He came up after I'd been set up already, and since it's the only spot really up here. But yeah, he's a super cool dude from Switzerland, and kind of adds a different dynamic to backpacking, I guess, because you gotta worry about being quiet at night, and when you take a leak, and anyway, so. But yeah, that was cool. He seemed like a squared away dude. He'd already done 13 miles on the PCT, or 1,300 miles on the PCT, and he was flipping back through the Sierras. So I'm sure I'll see him in Kennedy, and maybe he'll be leaving the same day. One thing I learned, I kind of started thinking this yesterday, but the guy mentioned, name was Blue. He mentioned that alcohol stoves aren't allowed in sections, and I thought it was just some sections. I didn't really look into it too much, but it turns out he thinks that most of the Sierras are not allowed. So anyway, the alcohol was starting to turn into kind of a pain in the butt anyways. So, and then this morning somehow I accidentally lit my little measuring cup on fire. So it's not a crucial thing, but to me it was just a sign that I'm doing away with the alcohol stove as soon as I get in. Hopefully I can find a BRS 3000. He had one, and it was one I was looking at testing out before I left. I never did it, and he also did tell me that the small isopropane can will last him about 3 weeks boiling 2 cups of water. So I had, the information I looked up, they were getting a lot less burn time than that, but something I should have tested for sure. So anyway, a bunch of little tiny things are getting mailed home, including the alcohol stove. Might as well just toss that. There's $80 down the drain, whatever. But and then I gotta get a BRS 3000. So hopefully they have one at Kennedy. Otherwise, I'm gonna see if I can't get one 2 days shipped to me to Kennedy, and if not, I'll get one shipped to Independence, and I'll just try out cold soaking for that 7-day stretch to through Whitney and out Kearsarge. So anyway, pack's as light as it's ever gonna get. I got about at least a day's worth of food left, so I didn't think about the fact that I'd be eating pizza and beer tonight, and so I have an extra meal there. And I haven't wanted to make muesli in the morning, so it's just an extra, it's an extra step. The thing I'm realizing, I don't want coffee in the morning. Basically, I'm gonna live on junk food. I see why people are doing it. I'm gonna live on junk food, a Mountain House meal, and caffeine drink mixes. So the coffee's getting trashed. Things are gonna simplify quite a bit. It's more than they already are, which is amazing. But okay, so it's 7 o'clock. I have 15.1 miles to get to Kennedy Meadows. It's all downhill from here. I think it's about 3,000 feet of drop, so I don't have a lot of water. I got about 1.5 liters left, so it's good that it's downhill. But for me, the challenge is walking downhill because my knee starts hurting. I can power up hills, no problem, as long as I got water. But so anyway, it should be a nice little cruise into Kennedy, so I'm hoping to be there. If I can keep 2.5 miles an hour, I should be in there by 1 or so, or noon even, if see how my knee's doing. Anyway, that is a day 3 update. I did sleep really well. Let's see here, just to test out these angles. Slept pretty well. I was up and down, but at about 2:30 I was up and kind of worried that I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep, but finally managed to knock out for another 3-4 hours. So that's the deal. Just get back to sleep. I'm starting to figure out what's a comfortable position with all this inflatable bedding that I'm using. So all right, well, I guess that's that. I'll I guess update after I get a hold of some new gear, hopefully in Kennedy. All right, I'm hiking here on my way toward the next water point, the southern fork of the Kern River, lower fork of the Kern River, something like that. Yeah, so it was 10.7 miles from where I left this morning. I had about 1.5 liters. I was thinking, oh, you know, it's mostly downhill, but that was for about 6 miles. It was downhill, so that sort of blew out my knee. It's interesting though. I can stop for 10 minutes and my knee pain will just completely go away. So I do not know, but the second I take even the slightest grade downhill, there's this one spot, it just starts sharp pain. But anyways, it doesn't look like anything's about to fall apart on me, so not too worried about it. I'm hoping it just gets stronger here. It kind of, this morning it lasted 2-3 miles actually, going downhill pretty good before I started to feel it, so I think that's better than yesterday. But anyway, this last 4.7 miles between the bottom of that hill where there was supposed to be a water, well, there's a creek down there, and I ended up finding a small trickle of water. It was cool back there, and it was loaded full of bugs, and I had about 1 liter left. I haven't really drinking anything all morning, and I didn't feel like taking all my gear off and fighting all the bees, so I just cruised. But it's probably a bad choice because it's freaking hot right now. I'm totally out of water, and I tried burning the last 4.5 miles at over 3 miles per hour, and thinking that this river would just appear here, but all that did was tire me out. So, and I still have another 2 miles to go. Anyway, I'll be glad to get to a point where water isn't your main concern. I mean, it's got to be 90 degrees down here at least already. It's noon. There's not a breeze at it whatsoever. So, hot and shitty. But, yeah, other than that, any moment now, a real legit raging river will pop out of nowhere. And if it's at all safe, I'm gonna take off my pack and just lay in it. I'm burning up. I've probably been dehydrated ever since I got to the top of that hill yesterday because I've been trying to spare water. Now I'm definitely hot. So anyway, after I get to that river, I'll lay down for an hour and drink a couple liters and probably load a couple liters, and then I have another, I want to say 4.5 till I get to Kennedy, and then this leg will be over, and then I'll get some rest hopefully and eat some. I want a burger and I want a pizza, and I'm going to try both restaurants. I'm going to try the general store, maybe a sandwich, and I'm going to try Grumpy Bears, and I'm going to just see what they're all about, and then I'm going to be looking for the gear I need, which will be, I saw snow up on top of the higher peaks as I was walking down, and I heard from that guy that he still expects there to be snow on the chute at Forster, and there's still snow up on Whitney. Another guy told me, so I'm gonna buy some micro spikes. So that'll add about 7 ounces to the pack, and there's a good chance I don't really need them. I would think those trails through the snow are pretty well established by now, but there's still quite a bit of snow up in the northern Sierras, near Tahoe and all this. So I do remember having to carefully go across a couple of snowed over slopes a long time ago, and it was a long way down, so they'll be handy to have. I decided I'm going to get rid of my base layer bottoms. Those weigh about 6.5 ounces, so I should break even on the weight there. Yeah, I know it's warmer down here, but I don't see the case where I'm ever going to need thermal pants. I get in at night, I'm usually hot. I throw on my wind pants. Those do a great job keeping me warm. Do an excellent job keeping the bugs off me. So those are a must, man. Those Enlightened equipment, I can never remember the names of these things, but they're just very lightweight nylon wind pants. So those are amazing. Those are a must. Anyway, so yeah, and then if it's really cold, I'll just jump in my sleeping bag. There's no reason to be standing around outside if it's freezing, if it's cold at all. So I'm gonna mail those home. I'm gonna mail my gloves home as well. I'm gonna mail the stuff sack that stuff came in, so that'll simplify all that a lot. I don't see the need for gloves either. I mean, if it's late and dark and cold or whatever, or super early, I'll just start hiking, warm up, put my hands in my pockets of my jacket if it's really that cold. If I run into a case where it rains or I have to hike and my hands are cold, then I'll just tough it out. It's not worth having all this gear in my way for the one chance I might have some cold fingers. So anyway, that's going away. The stuff sack, like I said, is going away. What else? I took a lot of little strings and things off my pack. That stuff's gone. 3 days. I haven't had any dry hand issues, so I'm tossing the lotion. Getting rid of the diaper ointment. Don't see that being a problem. Haven't had it yet, so it's squirrel's nut butter stuff. Really freaking works, so that's gonna stay for sure. But yeah, I don't need that other thing, so that's going. What else? I'm getting rid of a chapstick. One thing I realized is my the way to go for me is this buff here, and I cover my mouth with it, face. See if I can't show you. This is the way to go for me. I tried a thing where I kind of hung it around my hat, and kind of flies around a lot in the wind, and your lips still, get chapped or get exposed to the sun. So, and bugs are flying in your mouth and in your nose and everything. So this doesn't get me too hot. I stay pretty cool with this, and so I'm gonna go with the bank robber look here, which means I can get rid of that sunblock chapstick because I don't need two. I just need the Burt's Bees ones. That makes it nice and minty and tingly. So anyway, I'll get rid of that. So I'll be losing a little bit of weight. That'll be nice. I already mentioned the thing about the alcohol stove. That's all gone. Hopefully I can find what I need stove-wise there. I'll be very happy if I do. Otherwise I'll have to reevaluate the whole plan, because I don't think Mountain House meals can cold soak. And I got 7 of them waiting for me up here. And so I could throw them out and buy all ramen or stuff that they have that I can cold soak. That's an option. Or I'll have to buy an MSR pocket rocket, which I assume they'll have one for $65, weighs more, bigger. So I'm really hoping they have this BRS 3000. Let's see what else. Oh, I definitely am gonna pick up gaiters. I told myself, I'll just take my shoes off once in a while, and it's not horrible, but they fill full of sand eventually, and last thing I want to do is take my shoes off in the middle of the day. It takes me a little bit to get the tension just right on my shoelaces, depending on if I'm going downhill or whatever. And I don't want to have to fight all that. So yeah, I'm getting, if they've got them, I'll be picking up gaiters. Depending on the construction of the gaiters, if it looks like it's going to irritate my lower leg, like it's going to sit there and rub all day, I'll pick up 2 new pairs of Injinji socks that are a little bit taller. That way they kind of cover. It'd be kind of nice, I was thinking as well, to keep the lower, my lower calves and ankles get very dirty, obviously, by the end of the day. And so I could avoid having to clean all that up as much if I had some taller socks. So yeah, they'll be a little heavier, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, this has turned into me rambling just to entertain myself while I look for this damn river. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I'll probably turn it back on when I show up. Alrighty, there it is, a river. It's beautiful. It's absolutely amazing to see this. I'm actually glad I'm so damn dehydrated and hot, because the sound and the I don't know, just the look of this green area surrounding all this moving water is pretty freaking cool. So I get to drink some nice cold water here in a few minutes, and I'm gonna dump a ton of Mio drops in it. They got caffeine in them, and I really like the taste. And haven't had I had a little bit of coffee, but it tastes like crap this morning. So anyway, I'm looking forward to a big shot of caffeine, lay in the shade and drink some water. Probably eat some muesli. But yeah, so this is cool. I should be just about 4.789, something like that, from Kennedy Meadows at this point. So it's only, see, I got here 11:51, so that's pretty good timing. Left at 8 this morning, did 10.7 miles in 4 hours. So that would mean I kept a 2.5 mile an hour pace, which is pretty standard, but you know, you stop once in a while, and anyway, good enough. So I guess I'll end this thing here and figure out where I'm gonna get my water. All right, here we go. I made it. It's exactly what I said I was gonna do. Took off all my gear over there and most of my clothes and plopped down in the water. It was better than I thought it would be, so pretty stoked. And I'm just sitting on this rock here, drinking my ice cold, highly caffeinated Mio. Drink, which I'm out of, so I'll definitely stock up on some of that when I get in. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna lay in the water here and let my knees kind of get the cold water and get some sun for half hour. Hopefully no one rolls up on me. And then I'll be booking it to Kennedy Meadows to eat some food. Really wish I knew how to flip this damn camera around mid-video. Gotta be a way. Guess not. All right, here we are walking into Kennedy Meadows. Got an hour, or I'm sorry, just less than a mile before I get to Sherman Pass Road. And then from there, it looks like I gotta walk about 1.5 miles to the general store. And then if I can't get a hitchhike, which I guess is common, to Grumpy Bears, then I'll have to walk the road. But the outfitter is down at Grumpy Bears, and the beer and the pizza and my supply package are all down there, so I'll make my way down there at some point. I've been sort of following along this river for the last 4 miles or so. I would like to find a access down to it at some point while I'm here. That way I could go for a swim and chill out in the day. So anyways, I'll show it what it looks like when I get into town here.